Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be on a very interesting watch. This is the Citizen Shine. This is a vintage watch I picked up from Japan, and I'm going to be talking about what makes this watch so special. And honestly, even if I don't talk about it, you can probably already tell that something about this watch is different, and it really goes to that dial. So you can see here that this dial is almost shrunken, right? Like the hour markers are like halfway through the watch, and then the watch is surrounded by these little ticks, these little dots. And the reason why is because this watch is actually for the blind. So I'll show you how it works. So you can see, from the surface, it looks like a pretty normal watch. You have your hands, you have a crown, indices, but you have this little pusher here. Kind of looks like a chronograph pusher, but of course there's no chronograph function. What this does is if you pop it open, you just press this button and it pops open. And you can see that, this is like sacrilegious for most watches because the crystal usually protects the dial, but this dial is actually meant to be touched by human fingers. So I'm actually not sure how exactly it works. I can't read Braille. I'm assuming this is some sort of Braille. Maybe you can feel the hand and then feel the Braille on it, and then you can kind of tell what time it's at. You can see the 3, 6, and the 9 have 2 dots, and then the other hours have 1 dot except for 12 o'clock. So I'm going to assume that how this works is you feel the hands, and then you feel the dot of where it's like connected to, or like the relative position, and that's how you tell what time it is. So I think that's pretty cool. And I think the reason why they don't have a seconds hand is because that seconds hand would get in the way. And if the seconds hand is ticking and you like feel around the watch, if you put your hand on the seconds hand, that would like stop the watch. That's what I'm assuming. That's why there's no seconds hand. But otherwise, it is like a normal watch. You can see it's a hand winding movement, and you can adjust the time by pulling out the crown. And you can see I can move the time. Let's move it to 10:10. So the watch is for the blind, but you can see that you can use this like any normal watch. It just kind of has that extra feature of, having the dial open, having the crystal open. I am worried that, because, humans have oils and, sweat on their fingers, I do wonder if this dial would age a lot faster, because it's, basically the oils, the water can like damage or tarnish the dial. But I guess that doesn't matter because this watch is for the blind. So I guess they wouldn't care as much on how the watch looks. And in terms of, the dimensions and the specs, you can check the description below where you can see, everything I've been able to measure. You can see the back here, if I can show it to you best I can. I guess that is the model number. It's a solid case back. So I'm assuming this is a pretty vintage watch. You can see it says Japan, base metal top, stainless steel back. So not sure what a base metal top means. I don't know if that's stainless steel or some other metal, but it's an all metal watch. It's pretty slim. The interesting thing is that this bracelet is an OEM bracelet. Basically, it's an original bracelet to this watch, and it kind of has a nice little pattern design to it. It's not just a plain design. But I actually don't like these designs because, one, if I stretch it, so it's kind of like a stretchy band. And, I guess it's nice because you can, I don't know, it's not like bracelet links, but these little in-between grooves, that can accumulate a lot of dirt and sweat and grime. So the problem with these stretchy bands is that they don't last very long. If I had to rate watch bands in general, leather straps, don't last past a decade or two usually. This stretchy band might last a bit longer, but it would start to get dirty. And then metal bracelets with with links, those ones will last the longest. So, if I were to actually use this watch for quite a while, it would start to accumulate dirt. Thankfully, I bought this watch. It was basically in what they call dead stock condition, which means that it's basically brand new, but it's old. So let me get this on the wrist. I think you can take these out. I'm actually not too sure. And I would hope so because, you can see on my 6-inch wrist, there's a lot of extra space. So I hope that, I'm assuming that you can actually take some of these out, because you can see that my wrist is just too small for this watch. So you can see, yeah, the bracelet doesn't fit. The watch does fit. It seems to fit on my wrist. It could probably fit larger wrists as well. So overall, the design, and again, I guess it's for the blind, so they maybe wouldn't care as much how it looked, but you still want a watch that looks nice. It looks very vintage. This looks like almost like a wall clock. It looks like it's made of porcelain. I'm not too sure. Definitely looks vintage. So I think it looks really cool though. So don't know if it's the most fashionable watch, but it's definitely a very interesting looking watch. I think if you wore this, going out for dinner or something, going out to a party or a social event, people would look at this and kind of be like, whoa, what's going on? Like, this looks so different. And then, you pop this open, I think people will be shocked, because I've never seen this before. Actually, that's not true. Seiko does sell a watch like this. I don't know if they still sell that watch, but yeah, this isn't only Citizen that's made watches for the blind. I know Seiko does too, and I think it's a quartz watch. I'll see if I can pull up a picture. So yeah, it's not exclusive to Citizen, but it's definitely not a common watch that you see. And I'm assuming like nowadays, if you are blind, I'm actually not sure what you'd get. Maybe an Apple Watch, and then the Apple Watch can like say the time out loud. But back in the day, you would have a watch like this. So who's this watch for? Well, you can probably guess that someone who's blind may find this watch useful, but also for anyone who just wants like an interesting looking watch, we can pop open the crystal and kind of show it to everybody. I think you'll really enjoy this watch. And in terms of whether this watch is worth it, well, I can't find too many examples of this on sale online, but if you spend a few $100s on it, I think it's worth the price. So that's about it for this video. I just wanted to show this really interesting watch for the blind. What I really like about vintage watches is that there's really a watch for everyone, right? There's watches that measure your heart rate, watches that measure the time, multiple time zones. That's pretty common, a GMT function. But a watch for the blind, I didn't even think of that until I visited the Seiko Museum just a few months ago, and then I picked up this watch from Braille, or the online auction site. So really interesting watch. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I don't think I've seen a video of this online, so again, share it with your friends. This is a really cool watch. And on that note, again, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more videos, and as always, I will see you guys next time.